Welcome back to my channel. My video today will be to show you how to put your dishes on autopilot. Now you probably believe that that's impossible to do. You've probably tried everything. Oh, set a timer for 5 minutes, do it during a song, and these things can work temporarily. And I've tried so many things that work for like even up to 2 weeks. It's amazing, and I just want to tell everyone about it because it works so well. And then what seems to happen over time is hard times come and I try to do those things again and it doesn't work for some reason. Granted, there are some things that work consistently for people every time their kitchen is a mess and they want to get it back together, but I'm talking about autopilot. I'm talking about it staying clean, and I have learned the secret how. And you can fall out of the secret of how to keep your dishes on autopilot. I did. I had learned the secret before I moved, and then I moved and I tried doing everything else to get my kitchen to be on autopilot. Besides the one trick that works the best. I did everything except for that for 3 months, and I couldn't ever get it to autopilot. Yep, Frosty's hat. I couldn't ever get it to autopilot until I recorded my Christmas video, how to get your house clean before Christmas, and I was like, that has to include the kitchen. And I realized I know how to do that. I haven't been willing to do it yet, but it makes all the difference. This secret is to change your thoughts. What you want to do is practice habits of how you feel going into the process. You don't want to have the habit of, oh, my kitchen's a catastrophe, I have to push myself. Because you will always create that situation where you always have to push yourself. You just have to ask yourself, what do you want to set yourself up for? Do you want to practice being an autopilot, always having your kitchen be clean, or practice to where you always have to use the 5-minute tidy or turn on a song to where you're always trying to catch up? Do you want to be in the habit of always trying to play catch up, or in the habit of it's just always clean? Now that might sound, oh, I have to work really hard, I have to push myself. No, you just have to be humble. That's all you gotta do. You gotta be humble. That's all it takes. I'm gonna show you how I do it. The thing you're going to change, like I said, is your mindset. You don't want to be like, I love cleaning my kitchen. That can be detrimental. It can be really hard because in your gut you've had so many experiences where it's like so hard. So what I do is I take one dish at a time. See a dish, and your experience with these dishes, with cleaning them, has been hard. So you kind of tend to avoid it to some extent. You might wash them once a night or just whenever you get to them. But if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're not on autopilot. You're not cleaning up like right when you see them. So you're going to train yourself. You're going to build up this attraction to the dishes, and you're going to do that by creating positive feelings every time you go to work on the dishes. So like I told you, when I was making my Clean Your Whole House Before Christmas video, my kitchen wasn't clean, but I knew how to do it. And as soon as I started, within 3 days, I had my dish drainer put away. That's my extent. I'm going to do a video on that later if you're interested in not using a dish drainer anymore. I used to think that was really dumb. I hated that idea, but it has really helped me to have a clean kitchen and love being in my kitchen. So I will do a video on that if you're interested in that. That will be coming up. But for now, I just had to tell you, 3 days, and I went from struggling and hating washing dishes and putting it off, those habits, to the habit of seeing a dish and being drawn to it and being like, I can wash that real quick, instead of, I'll wash that later. Huge difference. So let me walk you through what that might look like. We're on vacation and we're actually in a clean house. So I'm going to be showing you clean dishes. So pretend you're walking into your kitchen and you see a pile of dishes on your countertop. You can do whatever you feel. I prefer to tackle the biggest one first, but just take any dish and you look at it. So pretend this is really dirty. Maybe it's got food stuck on from yesterday or who knows when. Okay? You're going to take this dish and immediately, like, you wouldn't think this worked. I didn't think it would work, but it's like fake it till you make it. You're gonna practice those, filling your heart and your mind with loving thoughts and feelings. You're gonna pick it up and you're gonna say, this is what I would do. I would grab this and I would start scrubbing it. Excuse my nails. I would take this and I would begin immediately. I would grab the soap, whatever, I would start to work on it, and I would think, this is so easy, and I would picture myself and from the past as if I always washed the dish right away, as if it was super easy. I would fill my mind with those thoughts of me being successful, always getting to it, and it just being so easy, like I just can't not get to it. I love cleaning dishes right away. I always have plenty of time. I love how much time I have with my family because I get to this right. Just whatever thoughts you can think. For me, sometimes it's easiest just to think, I always get to this dish. It's so easy to get to this dish, and I scrub it. And I'm not having to spend my whole life trying to think positively. It's just the whole time I'm washing this dish, I'm filling my mind with positive thoughts. And then if I come to a point, and I've had to work on this past week with putting them away, I'll wash them pretty easily now. But I put my dish drainer away, so now it's time for me to dry and put it away. And sometimes, like the other day, my rag was wet, my dish towel. It was so wet from drying all the dishes, it was like, I can't keep doing this. And then I realized that was a negative thought, and I wondered, so I just told myself, I always can easily dry and put away my dishes. This is always so easy. And immediately the thought came, I could grab another towel. In my experience, and this might sound too good to be true, but I have honestly experienced it so much that I can't deny it anymore. When I am willing to believe something can be easy, or that I can do something, when I'm willing to believe in myself and think those thoughts, it's crazy how much your brain opens up and how many ideas start to fill my mind, and I start to see how to do things more easily. And oh, I should do this. The other day, along with getting a dry towel, I can use another towel. I don't like using multiple towels, but I was just able to see that that would help me and how to make it work. Because it's so easy to think, oh, this isn't going to work because of this or that. I got to a dish that was really hard to clean. I didn't want to clean it. And, but I did what I showed, and I got to it and I got into it, and I just thought those thoughts. This is so easy. I always wash this right when I get to it, and just kept thinking that, and boom, I should use this specific scrubber. I can use a peanut butter lid. And it became that easy. And I was like, man, I've never bothered washing this dish with these tools in this way. And it truly took a job that should have been 5 minutes, and I was finished in 1 minute because of the tools I was able to use, or I could have complained and taken the whole time because I wasn't opening my brain to the ideas that could flow from it. Our brains are very capable. They're very smart. I've been so impressed with how many ideas flow to me when I decide something is easy. That's why sometimes it's really easy to give other people advice. We're not in their shoes. We're not in the trenches. So we can believe it's easy and say, hey, why don't you try this? We can do that for ourselves. We can decide, this is so easy. Now, one more thing. Some weird dishes, like this, I can leave that on the countertop. I don't use it very often. If you want to have a messy kitchen, let stuff gather in the corners. Stuff you don't use very often, I don't have to wash that now. Mess invites mess, I tell you what. You can have some things out on your countertops for sure, but if it's clutter, stuff you don't need to get to right now, like for me, that might be a glass jar. I used it. I'm not going to use it anytime soon. I don't have to wash it right now. I have more important things to take care of. Having that stuff piled back there just makes my kitchen feel impossible to finish. Because I always think, I'll get to that when my kitchen's clean. I have to do the important stuff first. And I literally could not finish my kitchen until I got to the corners. I took care of the corners, the stuff that didn't need to be taken care of, and then it was like I was put on a train track to success because it was so much easier, because clutter just affects your mind, it affects how you feel, it's distracting. And even though it doesn't feel important, I have to get to the important things first. It might be powerful enough that it's draining your energy, and you can't, at least for me, I couldn't ever finish my kitchen. But as soon as I took care of the clutter, on my countertops, that stuff that I didn't have to get to, it became so much easier to finish and clean up. It became so much easier to finish the job. And then I just had to keep practicing mindsets. So yeah, you can just do this with a couple of dishes at a time. You don't have to go wash all of the dishes in your kitchen unless you want to. That's one thing. I thought that it was dangerous. I could fall into trouble if I washed all of the dishes in one day. And I did that one day, and later I was like, oh, I just told you about that day. The next day I was like, I can't finish this. I ruined it. I washed too many dishes yesterday. I pushed myself too hard, even though I felt great the whole day. I just felt so good. And I was like, oh, I ruined it. And then within a couple of minutes, I might even, if you're religious or whatever, pray or desire to be guided. Like if you're starting to think that, pray that maybe you will have thoughts to help you to recognize, oh, I'm thinking the wrong thoughts, to get some help so that you can recognize that more quickly. But when I recognized, oh, I'm thinking negative thoughts here, I'm feeling negatively about my kitchen, that will lead me to discouragement, and I'm gonna give up like I have so many times. So even though I'd cleaned so much the day before and it felt so good, made tons of progress, and I felt really good about it, I had started to feel down on myself, and I pushed myself too much. I switched my thoughts, and I thought, oh, I don't have to finish my kitchen. I can do, all I did was switch my thoughts to happy, beautiful. I can do this. All I have to do is 2 dishes, a couple of dishes. All I have to do is simple things. And once I switched my thoughts from, oh, I shouldn't have, a negative, to feeling good, and I started on those couple of things, giving myself permission to do less because I'm practicing for long term and not doing a marathon today, I started feeling good. And like I said, that night I got my kitchen clean. So the biggest thing is your thoughts. So maybe make notes of that. Put it around your kitchen. I'm not sure what else to tell you. That is the secret, the ultimate secret, to changing your experience with dishes so that they are on autopilot, to keep working on your thoughts. I hope this video helped. I hope you will like and subscribe if this did help you, and leave me a comment. I hope something in this video helped you, and if so, let me know what helped you in this video, what you want to try, and I hope you have a beautiful experience as you start changing your thoughts with your dishes. And the cool bonus is that as you really develop this, it'll start to fold over into other areas of your life, and that has been a blessing for me for sure. So I hope you have a beautiful day, and thanks for watching.